Hello, my name is Cyprian Stroh, and today I invite you to explore the fascinating world of fiber crops and their essential role in modern industry. We will examine the main plant species cultivated for textile fibers, their biological and technological characteristics, as well as the industrial applications that turn these crops into valuable resources for textile, technical, and sustainable sectors. This course will provide you with a comprehensive perspective on the economic and ecological importance of fiber crops, highlighting how they contribute to the development of both agriculture and industry. We begin this unit with two of the most versatile and historically important textile crops, cotton and hemp. These plants have provided fibers for thousands of years, shaping not only clothing and textiles, but also industry, trade, and even culture. Cotton is famous for its soft, fine fibers, which are ideal for spinning into yarn and weaving into fabrics. Hemp, on the other hand, produces long, coarse, and very strong based fibers from its stems, used traditionally in ropes, sails, and durable cloth. Today, both crops go far beyond traditional textiles. Cottonseed oil and meal are valuable in food and feed industries, while hemp is increasingly recognized for biocomposites, insulation, paper, and even construction materials. By starting with cotton and hemp, we place ourselves at the intersection of tradition and innovation. Plants that are thousands of years old, but whose importance is just as strong in modern industry, particularly in the context of the green economy. Before analyzing each crop in detail, let us first define textile plants. These are plant species cultivated for their fibers, seeds, or stems, which serve as raw materials for the textile and related industries. Textile fibers can come from different plant parts, seed hairs in the case of cotton, bast fibers from stems in the case of hemp and flax, or sometimes even from leaves in tropical species. What they all share is their ability to be processed into yarns, fabrics, ropes, and a wide range of industrial products. The importance of textile crops lies in their dual role. They are at the same time agricultural commodities and industrial resources. This means they connect the farmer's field with global value chains in textiles, clothing, paper, composites, pharmaceuticals, and bio based materials. By understanding their biology and cultivation, we can see why certain crops fit better in some regions, how they adapt to environmental conditions, and how their products answer both traditional needs and modern innovations. In this section, we will focus on three major textile crops: cotton, hemp, and flax. Each of them illustrates a different biological strategy and industrial use. Cotton belongs to the Malvaceae family and produces seed fibers. It is the world's leading natural textile fiber, dominating global production. Hemp from the Cannabaceae family is an annual crop with fast growth, delivering bast fibers from its stems that are exceptionally resistant. Flax or Linum usitatissimum from the Linaceae family has been cultivated for thousands of years, both for fiber and for oil, making it one of the most multifunctional crops. Together, these three represent the backbone of traditional textile industries while also contributing to modern applications such as eco friendly composites, medical textiles, and biopackaging. Their combined study allows us to compare different plant morphologies, cultivation requirements, and economic potentials. Cotton, hemp, and flax are cultivated worldwide, but each has its own geographical core. Cotton dominates warm regions, from the United States and Brazil to India and China. Hemp thrives in temperate climates with moderate rainfall, historically in Europe and Asia, and is now re-emerging under modern green policies. Flax is best suited to cooler, humid regions such as northern France, Belgium, and Eastern Europe, where the fine fibers reach top quality. Globally, cotton remains the most important in terms of production volume, but hemp and flax are experiencing a renaissance thanks to their ecological profile and their role in sustainable industries. The significance of these plants extends beyond textiles. They generate byproducts such as cottonseed oil, hemp seed, or flax meal that contribute to food, pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, and bioenergy. In short, textile crops form a strategic agricultural group, linking farming to diverse industries and responding to both economic and environmental challenges. When we study textile plants, it is essential to start with their biological characteristics. Cotton, hemp, and flax are very different botanically, yet they share the common feature of producing high quality fibers. Cotton is a shrub like plant with seed hairs that elongate into the familiar soft fibers. Its growth cycle varies between 150 and 200 days depending on the variety and climate. Hemp is a fast growing annual, reaching up to 3 to 4 meters in height in only a few months, with a strong tap root and hollow stem. Flax, on the other hand, is a slender plant, about 70 to 120 centimeters tall, with fine stems that provide the bast fibers used in linen. Biologically, the fibers come from different tissues. Cotton from seed epidermis, hemp and flax from stem bast. This explains why their cultivation techniques and processing chains differ. Understanding these biological particularities is key because it helps us connect plant physiology with fiber yield and quality. Cotton, belonging to the genus Gossypium, is the most widespread fiber crop. It requires warm climates, long frost-free periods, and abundant sunlight. Germination begins at soil temperatures above 15 degrees Celsius, and the crop develops best under average daily temperatures between 21 and 30 degrees Celsius. Its biology is fascinating. The fibers are actually elongated seed hairs that grow directly from the outer epidermis of the seed coat. They start elongating soon after fertilization and continue to thicken with cellulose deposition until maturity. The length and strength of these fibers determine the quality of cotton yarns. From an agronomic perspective, cotton is demanding in terms of water and nutrients. Irrigation is crucial in dry areas, and nitrogen plays a key role in promoting vegetative growth and bulb formation. Cultivation practices also involve pest control, as cotton is vulnerable to boll weevils, aphids, and other pests. Despite these challenges, cotton remains the leading fiber crop globally, covering millions of hectares and supporting entire economies in Asia, Africa, and the Americas. Hemp, Cannabis sativa, is one of the oldest cultivated plants and a remarkable example of agricultural versatility. It is a fast growing annual that can reach 3 to 4 meters in height in just 100 to 120 days. Its hollow stems contain the long bast fibers that are among the strongest natural fibers in the plant world. From a cultivation point of view, hemp adapts well to a wide range of soils, provided they are well drained. It prefers moderate climates and can tolerate cooler temperatures during early growth. One of its greatest advantages is its ability to outcompete weeds naturally, reducing the need for herbicides. Traditionally, hemp fibers were used in ropes, sails, and textiles. Today, interest in hemp has expanded dramatically. It is cultivated not only for fiber, but also for seeds and oil, which are valuable in nutrition and cosmetics. Modern uses include biocomposites for cars, eco friendly insulation, paper, and even sustainable construction materials such as hempcrete. Because it grows quickly and requires relatively few inputs, hemp is increasingly seen as a sustainable crop of the future, supporting both agriculture and green industries. Flax, Linum usitatissimum, is another traditional fiber crop cultivated for thousands of years and famous for producing linen. Its cultivation, however, is closely linked to specific environmental conditions. Flax thrives in cooler, temperate climates with sufficient rainfall. High quality fiber flax requires about 600 to 700 millimeters of water throughout its growth cycle, distributed evenly. Excessive drought reduces fiber fineness, while excessive humidity increases disease pressure. Temperatures around 18 to 22 degrees Celsius during the growing period are ideal. Soils must be fertile, well structured, and moderately moist. Flax does not tolerate heavy clay or compact soils, nor does it perform well on sandy, nutrient poor soils. The best results come from loamy soils with neutral pH. Crop rotation is also important since flax is sensitive to soil-borne diseases. It should not return to the same field more often than once every 5 to 6 years. These strict ecological requirements explain why flax is concentrated in certain regions, such as northern France, Belgium, the Netherlands, and parts of Eastern Europe. In these zones, the combination of soil and climate produces the finest fibers in the world, used in high value textiles. We spoke about modern agricultural technologies. Modern agriculture has profoundly transformed the cultivation of textile plants. Where traditional systems relied heavily on manual labor, today we see mechanization, advanced fertilization, and precision farming shaping the way these crops are grown. For cotton, mechanized sowing and harvesting are now standard in most large scale production areas, particularly in the United States, Brazil, and Australia. GPS guided tractors and drones monitor plant health, water stress, and pest outbreaks, allowing interventions at exactly the right time. Hemp, once labor intensive to harvest and process, is also benefiting from mechanization. New decortication machines efficiently separate bast fibers from woody cores, enabling hemp to compete in modern industries. Flax, too, is harvested with specialized equipment that preserves fiber length and quality. Technology also extends to irrigation systems, soil sensors, and digital platforms that provide farmers with real time data. This integration of technology increases yields, reduces input waste, and ensures that textile crops meet the demands of modern industries for both quality and sustainability. Next, I will present the process of crop formation in textile plants. The formation of textile fibers is closely tied to plant physiology, especially photosynthesis. In cotton, the fibers are seed hairs that elongate as long as the plant supplies carbohydrates from photosynthesis. Strong, uniform fibers depend on a constant flow of sugars produced in the leaves. In hemp and flax, fibers are located in the stem bast. Their quality is linked to the growth rate of the plant, cell wall thickening, and cellulose deposition, all of which rely on photosynthetic activity. Adequate light, water, and nutrient supply during the main growth phases are critical to fiber strength and flexibility. This explains why environmental stress, whether drought, nutrient deficiency, or insufficient sunlight, can drastically reduce fiber yield and quality. Simply put, photosynthesis is the engine that powers fiber formation, and managing it is one of the keys to successful cultivation. Moving forward, we will explore the elements and principles of crop formation, a key foundation for understanding how textile plants grow and produce high quality fibers. In this section, we will look at the biological factors, environmental influences, and technological practices that shape crop development. By understanding these principles, we can better optimize cultivation, improve yields, and enhance the overall performance of textile crops. Several factors influence the final fiber yield of textile plants. First, genetics. Improved varieties and hybrids can significantly increase both fiber length and strength. Second, environmental conditions. Temperature, rainfall, and soil fertility play decisive roles. Agronomic practices are equally important. The timing of sowing, plant density, fertilization, and weed or pest control all influence crop development. For example, in flax, high plant density leads to longer, finer fibers, while lower density produces coarser fibers. In hemp, nitrogen fertilization boosts stem growth, but excessive doses may reduce fiber quality. Finally, crop management during harvesting and retting, the controlled rotting process that separates fibers from woody tissues, is critical. Poorly timed harvest or improper retting can damage fibers, reducing their industrial value. So, when we talk about fiber yield, we must think of it as the result of a delicate balance between genetics, environment, and human management. Let us now turn our attention to a crucial factor influencing the growth and productivity of textile plants, the impact of climate. Climate conditions such as temperature, rainfall, sunlight, and humidity play a decisive role in every stage of plant development, from germination to fiber formation. Understanding how these environmental elements interact with plant physiology allows us to better predict performance, optimize cultivation techniques, and ensure stable yields even under changing climate conditions. Climate is one of the most decisive factors in textile plant development. Cotton requires a long, frost free season and plenty of sunshine. In cooler or cloudy regions, the crop cannot reach maturity. On the other hand, extreme heat during flowering can cause boll shedding and yield loss. Hemp is more tolerant, but still sensitive to extreme conditions. Drought during early growth reduces stem elongation, while excessive rainfall near harvest increases disease risks and complicates retting. Flax is particularly climate sensitive, thriving only in cool, humid regions where growth is steady but not excessive. Climate change brings new challenges: unpredictable rainfall, more frequent droughts, and heat waves are forcing farmers to adapt cultivation practices. Breeding programs now focus on developing more resilient varieties with higher tolerance to stress. In conclusion, climate is not just a background factor, it actively shapes the success or failure of textile crops. Adapting to its variability is one of the central tasks of modern textile plant cultivation. In this section, we will discuss the soil requirements and fertilization strategies essential for achieving optimal growth in textile plants. Soil quality, nutrient availability, and proper fertilization play a decisive role in fiber development and overall crop performance. By understanding how different soil types interact with plant needs and how targeted fertilization can enhance productivity, we can design effective cultivation practices tailored to each species. Soil is the foundation of textile plant cultivation, and each crop has its own preferences. Cotton thrives in deep, well drained soils with good moisture retention, often alluvial or black soils. Hemp prefers fertile loams, well aerated and rich in organic matter, while flax is more demanding, requiring fine textured, moist soils with a neutral pH to produce high quality fibers. Fertilization plays a decisive role in both yield and fiber quality. Cotton responds strongly to nitrogen and potassium, which support boll formation and fiber elongation. However, too much nitrogen delays maturity and increases susceptibility to pests. Hemp needs balanced fertilization, with phosphorus supporting root development and potassium enhancing stem strength. Flax requires careful phosphorus management to support oil and fiber synthesis, as well as adequate potassium for stem growth. What is common to all these crops is the need for balanced nutrition, not just maximum doses. Excess or deficiency of nutrients immediately affects fiber properties, making fertilization strategy one of the key levers of successful cultivation. In this part of the course, we will explore the harvesting techniques and fiber preservation methods that are crucial for maintaining the quality of textile plants. The moment of harvest, the tools and methods used, and the post harvest handling all have a major influence on fiber strength, purity, and usability. By understanding these techniques, we can ensure that the fibers retain their natural properties and reach the processing stage in optimal condition. The harvest stage is critical because it determines the final quality of the fiber. In cotton, mechanical pickers or strippers are used in most regions. The timing of harvest is essential. Too early and fibers are immature. Too late and they lose strength and brightness. For hemp and flax, harvesting is more complex. The stems must be cut or pulled at the right stage of maturity, usually when the lower leaves begin to yellow but before full seed maturation. After harvest, the retting process begins. This is when natural microorganisms break down the pectins that bind fibers to woody tissue. Retting can be done in the field, in water, or through controlled microbial inoculation. Mechanization has improved harvesting efficiency, but it must still respect these biological windows. A single week's delay can mean the difference between fine, high value fibers and coarse, low grade material. In short, harvesting is not just the end of the cycle, it is a decisive step in maintaining fiber integrity. In this section, we will focus on hemp, one of the most versatile and historically important fiber plants. We will look at its systematics, exploring how the species is classified, its uses, which range from textiles and construction materials to food and medicinal products, and its cultivation, including the essential practices needed to achieve high quality fiber and seed production. Understanding hemp from these perspectives will help us appreciate its value and potential in modern agriculture and industry. Hemp, Cannabis sativa, belongs to the Cannabaceae family, and while the species is the same as for medicinal or recreational cannabis, industrial hemp varieties are specifically bred to contain extremely low levels of THC, below 0.2% in the European Union. Hemp is one of the most versatile plants ever cultivated. Its bast fibers are among the strongest in nature, historically used for ropes, sails, and textiles. Today, industrial uses have expanded. Hemp fibers are blended into textiles, used in eco-friendly composites for cars and construction, and in insulation materials. The woody core, known as herds, is used in particle board, animal bedding, or even as raw material for paper. Seeds and oil are highly nutritious, rich in essential fatty acids, and widely used in the food and cosmetics industries. This wide range of applications explains why hemp is now considered a strategic crop for the bioeconomy, with potential far beyond traditional textile uses. In this part of the lecture, we will explore the technology and management practices involved in hemp cultivation, from soil preparation and sowing techniques to plant care, pest control, and nutrient management. Each step plays a crucial role in achieving high quality fiber and seed yields. By understanding these technological and agronomic requirements, we can optimize the cultivation process and ensure efficient, sustainable production. Cultivating hemp requires attention to several agronomic details. It thrives in temperate climates with moderate rainfall and prefers well drained fertile soils. The crop grows rapidly, up to 4 meters in just 3 to 4 months, making it an excellent competitor against weeds. This natural weed suppression is one of hemp's ecological advantages as it reduces the need for herbicides. Sowing density influences fiber quality. Dense stands encourage tall, slender plants with long, fine fibers, while lower density produces thicker stems and coarser fibers. Hemp also benefits from moderate nitrogen fertilization, but excessive doses encourage branching rather than straight stems, reducing fiber quality. From a sustainability point of view, hemp is remarkable. It uses relatively few inputs, improves soil structure through its deep root system, and can be integrated into crop rotations to break disease cycles. These qualities, along with its industrial versatility, explain why hemp is re emerging as a key crop in both agriculture and industry. Let us now explore the industrial exploitation of the hemp harvest, a process that transforms this versatile crop into a remarkable range of products. From high quality textile fibers and biocomposites to construction materials, cosmetics, and nutritional goods, hemp demonstrates exceptional industrial potential. Understanding these processing pathways helps us appreciate the crop's growing importance in sustainable and innovative industries. Hemp has regained global attention because of its industrial potential. Beyond its traditional textile use, modern industries exploit every part of the plant. The fibers are spun into fabrics, but more importantly, they are now used in composites for the automotive and construction sectors. For example, hemp reinforced panels are lighter and stronger than traditional plastics, reducing fuel consumption in vehicles and providing eco friendly alternatives in building materials. The herds or woody core are transformed into animal bedding, paper pulp, and even hempcrete, a lightweight, insulating, and fire resistant building material increasingly used in sustainable architecture. Hemp oil and seeds are another growing market. The oil is rich in omega 3 and omega 6 fatty acids, making it valuable in nutrition, cosmetics, and pharmaceuticals. Meanwhile, the residual hemp cake is used in animal feed. This capacity to provide fibers, food, fuel, and materials makes hemp a model crop for the circular economy where nothing goes to waste. Let us turn our attention to flax, one of the oldest and most valuable fiber plants cultivated by humans. To understand its remarkable qualities, we will explore its systematics, which reveals how the species is classified and what distinguishes fiber flax from other varieties, as well as its chemical composition, the key to its strength, flexibility, and industrial versatility. These fundamental aspects help explain why flax remains a preferred raw material in high quality textile production. Flax, Linum usitatissimum, belongs to the Linaceae family and is one of the oldest domesticated plants in human history. Archaeological evidence shows that flax fibers were used for textiles more than 7,000 years ago. There are two main cultivation types: fiber flax, grown for its long, strong stem fibers, and oil flax, grown for seeds rich in linseed oil. The two types differ morphologically. Fiber flax plants are tall and slender with few branches, while oil flax plants are shorter and more branched, producing more seeds. Flax seeds contain up to 45% oil, rich in alpha linolenic acid, a highly unsaturated fatty acid with both nutritional and technical importance. The oil is valued in food products, paints, varnishes, and biodegradable materials. So, flax combines a long historical tradition with modern relevance, bridging ancient textiles with today's industrial and nutritional uses. Next, we will look at the cultivation technology and crop care practices specific to fiber flax. Successful flax production depends on precise agronomic management, ranging from soil preparation and sowing techniques to weed control, fertilization, and pest management. Understanding these technological steps allows us to improve fiber quality, optimize plant growth, and achieve consistent yields. Flax thrives in cool, temperate climates with adequate rainfall. It is particularly sensitive to drought and heat stress, especially during flowering and seed development. That is why flax production is concentrated in regions such as northern France, Belgium, and the Netherlands, which provide ideal conditions for high quality fiber. The crop requires finely prepared seed beds because flax seeds are very small and need uniform soil contact to ensure good germination. Early sowing is recommended to take advantage of spring moisture and to allow sufficient time for plant elongation. Plant density plays a key role. High density sowing produces taller plants with thinner stems, which results in finer, longer fibers. Fertilization is generally moderate as too much nitrogen encourages lodging and reduces fiber quality. Harvesting is delicate. For fiber flax, plants are traditionally pulled rather than cut to preserve fiber length. Retting then separates fibers from woody tissues. For oil flax, harvesting focuses on maximizing seed yield and oil quality. Thus, flax cultivation requires precision, but when done properly, it yields some of the finest fibers used in luxury textiles. Let us now explore the industrial uses and valorization of flax, a crop renowned for its exceptional versatility. Beyond its traditional role in textile production, flax provides raw materials for biocomposites, paper, insulation, cosmetics, and even the food and pharmaceutical industries. Understanding these diverse applications highlights the economic importance of flax and the growing interest in its sustainable, high value products. The industrial uses of flax are diverse and expanding. From the fibers, we obtain linen, renowned for its strength, breathability, and durability. Linen textiles are increasingly in demand as consumers turn toward natural, eco friendly fabrics. Beyond clothing, flax fibers are used in technical textiles, ropes, and composite materials. From the seeds, we obtain linseed oil, which has a unique drying property. This makes it invaluable for paints, varnishes, inks, and modern biopolymers. It is also used in the food and pharmaceutical industries thanks to its omega 3 fatty acids and antioxidant compounds. The byproducts, such as flax meal and sheaves, are used in animal feed, particle board, and bioenergy production. Recent innovations include using flax fibers in lightweight composites for the automotive and aerospace industries. Flax is thus a perfect example of a crop that combines tradition with innovation, maintaining its role in both cultural heritage and cutting edge industry. Turning now to cotton, we examine one of the most important fiber crops worldwide. To understand its value and global significance, we will look at its systematics, the biological and taxonomic features that define the species, its cultivation, which involves specific agronomic requirements for optimal growth, and its fiber characteristics, the traits that make cotton indispensable in the textile industry. These elements together offer a complete picture of what makes cotton a cornerstone of modern agriculture and fiber production. Cotton, Gossypium spp, is a member of the Malvaceae family, and it is one of the most important textile crops worldwide. There are several cultivated species, but the two most widely used are Gossypium hirsutum, known as upland cotton, which accounts for about 90% of global production, and Gossypium barbadense, or Egyptian cotton, famous for its extra long staple fibers. The cotton plant produces fluffy seed hairs, which are spun into yarn and woven into textiles. Cotton fibers are composed primarily of cellulose, up to 95%, giving them strength, softness, and versatility. The seeds themselves are also valuable. Once delinted, they are processed for cotton seed oil, protein rich meal, and animal feed. Cotton stands out as a crop that is both ancient and modern, cultivated for thousands of years, yet still central to today's global textile industry. Now let's look at the cultivation technology and crop management practices essential for successful cotton production. Cotton requires careful planning from soil preparation and planting techniques to irrigation, fertilization, pest control, and growth regulation. By understanding these agronomic steps, we can optimize plant development, improve fiber yield and quality, and ensure sustainable crop performance. Cotton thrives in warm climates with long frost-free periods, abundant sunshine, and moderate rainfall or irrigation. Optimal soils are deep, well drained, and rich in nutrients. The crop requires careful management of water and nutrients. Nitrogen supports plant growth but must be balanced to avoid excessive vegetative growth at the expense of bulbs. Phosphorus promotes root development and early flowering, while potassium enhances fiber quality. Modern cotton cultivation also relies heavily on breeding and biotechnology. High yielding hybrids and genetically modified varieties resistant to pests, such as Bt cotton, have dramatically increased productivity in countries like India, China, and the United States. However, cultivation challenges remain. Cotton is highly susceptible to pests such as bollworms, as well as to drought and soil salinity. This is why integrated crop management and sustainable irrigation practices are increasingly important in modern systems. Finally, let's examine the industrial exploitation of cotton and the challenges associated with its production and processing. Cotton is a cornerstone of the global textile industry, providing high quality fibers for countless products. However, its cultivation and industrial use come with significant challenges, including high water demand, pest pressure, environmental impact, and the need for sustainable processing technologies. Understanding both its potential and its limitations allows us to better evaluate cotton's role in the future of fiber production. Cotton is sometimes criticized for its environmental footprint, especially regarding water and pesticide use. However, major strides are being made towards sustainability. Initiatives such as the Better Cotton Initiative, BCI, promote responsible water use, reduced chemical inputs, and improved working conditions for farmers. From an industrial perspective, cotton is irreplaceable. It accounts for over 30% of all textile fibers used globally, despite the competition from synthetics. Cotton textiles dominate in clothing, household fabrics, and technical textiles. The seeds, often overlooked, are just as valuable. Cottonseed oil is widely used in food products, while cottonseed meal provides protein for animal feed. Industrial uses extend to cellulose derivatives for pharmaceuticals, paper, and even explosives. Thus, cotton is not only a crop for textiles, but a multi purpose industrial plant central to both the economy and sustainable development goals. In conclusion, cotton, hemp, and flax are not just traditional fiber plants, they are pillars of global agriculture and industry. Each crop brings unique strengths: cotton for its dominance in textiles and oil byproducts, hemp for its ecological advantages and versatility in new industries, and flax for its dual role in fine textiles and technical applications. Together, these plants highlight how agriculture connects with multiple sectors: textiles, food, pharmaceuticals, construction, and even renewable energy. They also show us that sustainability is not just an option, it is a necessity. Thank you for your attention, and I hope this presentation has shown how these remarkable textile plants continue to shape our economy, our daily lives, and our future.